Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm going to do a Celtic crossbred reading using the Earth Magic deck, and then if we have time, I may clarify some things using the Kipper deck. So this is my second or so attempt trying to do this reading. I would just like to first start by asking you all how Mercury retrograde was for you. Boy, it was rough for me. There was a so I listened to Gregory Scott on YouTube. I watch his videos. Lord, here comes my rooster having to make his presence known. So anyways, Gregory Scott was saying a week or so ago on his weekly readings that when a planet goes, so usually we do a lot of work and focus on our exterior world, everything that goes on outside of us. But when a planet goes retrograde, it asks us, or forces or pushes us to go and do the inner work, where everything is more inner, more emotional. So I will say that this Mercury retrograde definitely hit me in the emotions big time. I did a lot of inner work on this Mercury retrograde. I will start by saying that I lost 2 of my roosters. Like the first day of Mercury retrograde, I came home to a crime scene. So anyways, my hens were so sad because I lost both Lady Bird and John Bon Jovi. Lost both of them. We were probably about a week without roosters, and my girls were just so sad. They were lost. They didn't really kind of like know what to do. So, Lord, one of my roosters, he is looking at me right now. Anyways, Lord. Oh, God. Oh. So, anyways, my son, my boyfriend, and we went to a lady who, she and her husband, she took a fall during COVID at work. So she became somewhat disabled. Like, I guess how she landed, she jarred up her shoulder and her left arm, and now she can't use it as much. So they were trying to downsize on her poultry population. So I asked her for the 2 most nicest, sweetest roosters that she had. Well, when we got to where they were, she told us that one of them, his name was Elvis, and he's been Elvis since she hatched him. And the husband said, that he was the one that actually named him Elvis because the way his comb lays to the side, it does have a swirl like how Elvis would comb his hair back and to the side. So we could totally see why this rooster's name is Elvis. So anyways, so we now have Elvis, and then we have Marvin Gaye. 2 sweet roosters, and now my flock is back together. The girls, I feel, are very happy with them, though it took them quite a bit to get accustomed and used to these boys. But these boys have been in a pen their whole life. Now that they're with me, like they go in the coop, but they go in the coop, at nighttime to sleep, which I do lock the gate and I open it every morning to let them out. So they free range during the day. But they've never really been outside, and they are so happy. They are very happy here at my house. So I am, even though we lost Life, we did gain 2 more. So I was very thankful, that it happened in that way, that manner. I lost, so I'm on a well. I have well water. My well, the pump on it, quit working. So we went 2 weeks without water. And I had to take my son back to school on the 7th. We left on the 6th. Hold on. Yeah, on the 6th. Yeah. So there was a snowstorm coming. Now they said that the way they talked, I tried being in a different state. Like, I even called the hotel and asked, how this storm was going to come so we could manage it well. And I thought I had it narrowed down, had it to a T. Well, let me just tell you that, the last 2 hours of our trip took 4 hours. I didn't think we were going to make it. We only had about 4 or 3 miles left to get to our hotel. And we were like literally about half a mile from getting off the interstate and getting on to like the town roads, which the town roads were a whole lot more clear than the interstate, I will say. We almost didn't make it off the interstate until this mysterious plow truck came through, which almost took us out. But thankfully the plow truck came through. I was able to see the road and proceed. So we made it. But man, that was a scary, scary situation. I prayed during that whole daggone trip. Anyways, we made it. My child's back in college. But man, boys, some things have been crazy. And then, it's like we are now almost 2 weeks out of Mercury retrograde, and I still feel like it's still messing with us. It's strange. But anyways, hopefully, this won't be the first time I've ever felt that way from a Mercury retrograde. But, man, this has been this one right here was like, I don't know, it was something special, okay? I will say that. It was something special. Please feel free to leave in the comments how your Mercury retrograde was, okay? I love the feedback and, talking to people, especially like-minded people about stuff like that. So, anyways, there's that. Also, Pluto was in Capricorn for a few years, I think. Lord, don't ask me how long. Seemed like it was significant. And it just moved over into Aquarius. So things definitely should start to ease up and lighten up on us with that shift there. And if you want to look more into that, Google it and see what you can find, because it was pretty interesting. Like, I feel like, Pluto is death, rebirth. So that was really more around, like, things happening in your finances and your structure. And then it's now moved into Aquarius. So now it's like getting idea. That Pluto in Capricorn could have been a little straining on your finances. Whereas now it moving into Aquarius is giving you ideas, like innovative ideas, especially on the business front. Like, if you've been having continuous thoughts about self-employment and doing your own, like trying to start a side business, this would be the time to be able to get that going, because of Pluto moving signs into Aquarius. 1, 2, 3. Well, there's 4 crows out here in my yard. Because of that moving into Aquarius now, we actually have more like a new way of thinking, a new way of seeing things. I think I even heard Gregory Scott say that if you weren't able to get something started when Pluto was in Capricorn, you, like, if you weren't able to get something off the ground and get it done, you will definitely be able to do it with Pluto in Aquarius. Now, and I think this is going to be going on for a few years. So, definitely follow through with, ideas or inspirations about, like, especially when it pertains to ways of making money. Alright, so I did lay out these cards already. That's how far I got into the video on the first one. So I'm just going to lay, so I have seen these already. Now I have not seen the other ones. So the thing that I was saying on this one, so in the past, we had this music card with harmony. So in the past, this could have been, I always see this card as ways of manifesting. Kind of like the magician. I always get the magician feel from this card. So in the past, you could have, because like the holidays, this would be 3 days, 3 weeks to 3 months. There could have been a lot of celebrations around. You could have had a lot of parties, gone to a lot of parties where there was a lot of music that was being created, and in that music, whatever you were thinking about, there was manifestation work being done during that. So you may feel, if you have been somewhat in asunder, you may have been listening or having to play a lot more music to kind of like help you, like keep music in the background playing, or listen to certain artists or certain genres of music to help you get through troubled times. If you were in troubled times, know that that music was very healing and helping you in that time period. There's definitely an emphasis on the past here with music. Now, if you didn't go to these party celebrations or whatever, or you didn't focus on or have to need to play music, then this could be, did you go to a concert? Did you watch something with like a little bluegrass snippet or something? Did it bring back memories of something? Did it remind you of someone? Did you go to a concert? Did you meet like people and now you have new friends? Or any of those ideas, something happened with music here in the past. Now, and if you didn't do any of those things, then this could simply mean for you that even if you feel like you were kind of Mercury retrograde, like me, did a number on you, because I can say this because it happened to me. I only speak from experience. So even though it rained down some shit, man, even though it did, things still moved and flowed. Like, it was harmonious, things worked. Even though, like Lord, even though, Lord, I'm telling you, boy. So, even though, because look, like here's the kicker. I mean, even though I didn't see a way, there was a way. And I found the way. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. I found the way. Even though, shit was crazy, there was a way. If there was a will, there was a way, and things worked, and it moved. So now it's kind of like put you here in the center where you may be finding yourself wanting to be secluded, more to yourself, more away from people. You are enjoying your home, your cave. As if you are not enjoying all of your home, you have one room in your home that you sit in, that you chill in. Maybe you want to smoke in it. Maybe you want to read a book in it. Maybe that's a room where you sit and watch movies, and it's just you. You keep it kind of, especially, because like where I am right now, it's been raining for like the past month. Okay? It's been raining. I've never seen it rain this hard, this much in wintertime, but it's raining. So it's like, even though it is, wet and stormy outside, inside my cave, my home here is like my sanctuary. Like I still have on, I got on my robe, I'm bundled up, I got clothes on, but I put my robe on over top of it. And I wasn't really looking forward to winter before winter got here, but I have been finding myself looking forward to the things that winter offers. Like, for example, I have been, like, during the daytime, about 1 o'clock, I'm like, all right, I'm ready for it to get dark. I'm ready for it to, like, hunker it down, sit here on the couch, get my book, my cup of water with my lime juice, and watch, see what's on TV. And if there ain't nothing on TV, then I'm going to find a movie. And I'm going to sit here and read my book. And when I get tired with it, I'm going to look over at the TV. When I get tired of the TV, I'll come back over here and read my book. I'm going to sit here with my dogs and my cat. And smoke and drink my water. Or a Coca-Cola. Or a glass of champagne, or drink a beer, whatever. Although I have slowed down on the festivities. I have slowed down on the recreational stuff. So there is something happening right now during this time period. It's very important. I think because we have dawn with new beginnings here in the base, the root of this reading. We have new moon with promise up here above us. We have all, I struggle to pronounce this. Autumnal equinox. With release. Okay, that's our challenge. There are some things right now, and it could be things of the past that it's time to release and let go of. It could be that we are struggling to release those things. It could be that we are, I'm not going to say stuck, but it could be that we're in either like an energy, an in-between. We're in some type of way in our lives where, because of things moving and changing and transitioning, there's a lot of things going on the outside. So it's like, it's pushing you, and whether this is coming from within you or there are external things outside of you that are putting you, it's like it's asking or making you want, unconsciously or subconsciously, to be a recluse, be by yourself, go into your home, your sanctuary, your cave. And it's like there's something to be done, I guess, within ourselves in those moments while things work out or pan out or play out external to us. And I say that because we have this card where, the sun's coming up. The sun's coming up. So that's that dawn, a new morning, embracing the day, getting started, embarking on a fresh start, a new day. So the sun is coming out in your life, okay? Where you had darkness or, things that happened or that they were kind of chaotic or they were just dark, the sun is going to come out. Now, if you feel like, there's Marvin, I guess, trying to confirm what I'm about to say. If you feel like you haven't seen the sun just yet, stay the course. It's coming. The sun is going to shine again, okay? Because it's here. It's going to come out. We still might have to practice a little bit more patience. Focus on the internal work, or this staying to yourself, being a recluse, because there is definitely healing and then also discovery in this card. Let me tell you, I first off, I know how to make bread, so I am a bread maker. But in my home, I have not made bread in a while. Now, I make biscuits, but I'm talking about like eating bread. And I damn sure have not ever made brioche bread. Well, I got a wild hair up my ass the other day, and I made it. I have a sourdough starter going. Its name is Clint Eastdough. Oh, Lord. So, you never know what being home by yourself will do to you. Okay? I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing. Enjoy it. Open to it. Because, man, it will reveal some things about yourself that you never knew that you could do before. Alright, so we have this new moon which is going on in the current, because here we are currently, okay? This is our past, this is our future. So, currently, while we are releasing, it could be, it almost seems like the Doppler effect. That thing with Sheldon. It's like you kind of just have to, we're on the cusp of this, back and forth movement, this equilibrium balancing out and stopping. It's coming, okay? It's, kind of like the train. The caboose or the thing that pulls the train, when it stops, the whole train does not stop at one time. You have to give like 20-25 minutes for the whole train to stop, because when the first caboose stops, it's like a domino effect. Then you have to allow time for the other trailers or whatever they're called to come to a stop. So it's almost like here we are being asked to be still while these things pan out or play out around us. So this new moon promise. I've been seeing this new moon for the past 2 nights. Have you? Beautiful thing. Tonight will be the 3rd night I get to look at it. So this card here is one that means at least 28 days, the cycle of a moon phase. So when a new moon begins, it goes to full and then comes back down to 0 again. It goes from 0 to 100 to 0. So that's a 28-day cycle time frame, and it has promise. Now, this is going to pan out 2 ways for you. Either what you were asking for before this past full moon, so the last new moon, okay? Whatever you were asking for about 30 days ago in the new moon, you should see it manifesting right now. There's one scenario. Or there is, right now with this new moon, you've been setting your intentions, asking for your manifestations or things to happen. This is your confirmation, because it says promise, that you will see these things manifest by the next new moon. So that will be like within the next 28 days or so when we have our next new moon. So this card can definitely be taken 2 ways, but this is a promise. Give it just a little bit more time. It's coming. Things have to play out, pan out. But you will see the rewards of this soon. So keep going. Now then we have, in the next 3 days to 3 weeks to 3 months, we have the whale with breach. I'm sure you've seen in a movie, or you could be one of them that's actually been out in the ocean and saw a whale do this. One day, okay? One day. I want to see one day those little bubbles that spiral up in the ocean water when there's a whale underneath. I know you got to be careful because that whale getting ready to come up, I think is what they say. But I want to see that bubble spiral in the ocean. So, if you are one of those that has been lucky to see that, I envy you a little bit. Now, a lot of times when whales are breaching the water, it is because they're happy. They're feeling good. Something happened that excited them, that made them feel free. Whether, they got something they wanted, or, something came along that just gave them a boost of energy, made them feel good, made them happy. These whales do not jump up out of the water like this for no reason at all. They have a reason when they do this. And it's like, this is you. I feel like if there's some shit going on around you, like if you've had a shit storm, okay, if you've had that, if we're going to look at it like that, then this is you breaking free from that, being able to release yourself from it, but also be able to celebrate it. Like, I came out of this, like I made it. So this is like, having all your energy and all your strength at a max, and running or swimming or flying fast and jumping out like, wow. So there is relief coming. Ooh. Oh my God. Woo! Lord, look at that. Look at that outcome card, boy. Woo! Alright. Alright. So, at the moment right now, we have the Forest card here with breath. You have either been one of those that either... Okay, so this is coming up. Either you smoke, and you have been feeling here lately like your breath has been hindering you. So you could be, you could be looking into like breathing techniques or how to strengthen your lungs. And if you are, keep going, because that, I feel like that is the universe letting you know that stillness, like being still, calming yourself, focusing on your breath, is helping to align you or attune you to like the magnitude of the earth. It's helping to align you with the vibration of the earth, like syncing you some way, shape, or form. Okay, if that makes sense. So either that's going on, or you at this time have been kind of anxious. You feel like your breath hasn't been all that it should be, or you need to take a breath. Because you know how sometimes and I've been paying attention to this a lot in my body here lately, so it does, I'm kind of, when I say these things that I'm saying right now about the breath, I'm saying them also from the things that I've been feeling about my breath. So there is here where it's like, I think because we are in this cave and sanctuary where we're getting in alignment, or we are attuning with our breath to the breath of the earth, where we're getting grounded and connected. I may clarify this one in a minute. Alright, so in our environment, there are things in our environment that are either one, keeping you warm, and you are focusing on the things that provide warmth, like my robe here, okay? This sucker is one of them fuzzy ones, and it gives me warmth, okay? And it makes me feel good, all snuggled up on the inside. So either that's going on around you, or you have been around a lot of fires and you are scrying from the flames, or you've been focusing on the flames and you've been getting messages from the flames. Like, for example, you could be sitting in that room I was talking about earlier, and you have a candle lit, and if that candle flickers or it catches your eye, it's because the fire is trying to give you a message. If you'll watch and focus upon the flame and see what it says or what it does. But there's some things going on in your environment though that are enticing you, that are providing you with passion or warmth and comfort. So you do have like a things that are inviting going on around you that are trying to, spark a flame in you within some way, shape, or form, especially if you feel kind of lackluster and kind of bored and cold. Because, I'm in, like for me, for example, it's winter and it's cold and it's wet and it's rainy, and I'm going to tell you, two things I don't like is being cold and wet. Two things I do not like. Anyways, well, it is cold and wet, so I'm doing the best I can with what I got. So I'm focusing on the things that bring me warmth and comfort. Now, in your hopes and fears, we had the spring equinox's rebirth card. There is definitely a rebirth thing going on for us, okay? Especially with it coming out. And I think I tapped on death and rebirth with Pluto changing from Capricorn into Aquarius. There is a transition here. There's a leaving of the old and embracing the new, because we have new beginnings and dawn here. We've got new beginnings and new moon. So we've got new in this twice already. And 2 is all about faith. And if you heard a knock, that's my rooster or one of my hens pecking on the side of my house. I'm going to have to repaint my house because all the way around, not all the way, but in like this one, there's a sweet spot over here or something. They have pecked the paint off the side of my house. Anyways, that's all right. Oh. So, the outcome of this, though, is going to be the rainbow card with blessings. So, there's going to be a huge shift, and I don't feel like it's weak. It could be you're like in the week that you're in the middle of it right now. Like you have reached the top or the bottom, or the pendulum, the up, how that thing swings. You have already reached the max. So it's like now it's got to come back down. You've just like moved through the worst of it. So now it's like you're going to come out. And when you come out of it, it's not like, I know I talked about this whale, okay, giving it everything it had to come out. When you first come out, when you come out of a change or a rebirth or a situation panning out like that, a lot of times, when you first come out of it, you're like the butterfly or the moth that just came out of the cocoon. When they come out of the cocoon, they make that cocoon because they think they're going to die. That's why they make a cocoon for themselves. That cocoon is actually a coffin for them because they think they're going to die. So they make themselves a coffin, a place to die, and they don't know that they're going to come out a butterfly. And then they wake up and they're like, "Whoa, holy cow! I'm different. I'm not a worm anymore or a caterpillar. I now have wings. Holy cow! Now I can fly." So you've just come out of a cocoon. Which is why we have the sanctuary, this cave card here. Being in a cocoon, hunkering down, nurturing yourself while you go through this change within you and also outside of you. Whatever this is, whatever's going down for you between now and I would say, around Valentine's Day or a few days after Valentine's Day, you're going to see a huge shift. I think you're going to see a breath of fresh air, like probably blown through every aspect of your life. It seems like everything is changing, not just one thing. So there are going to be blessings. I'll tell you, the day that the plumber told me that he couldn't get my pump to pump the water, that I was going to get a new pump. Let me tell you. Whew, boy, I was stressing. And I looked up, something told me to look up. I looked up, and there was a rainbow in a cloud above me, okay? I was like, to the point where my son and one of the guys helping the plumber looked up, and they were like, I mean, it was literally like right above us. And then the plumber was like, man, what are y'all looking at? To turn his head, oh, man, look at that. 3 men were like, holy cow, look at that. I've never seen anything like that before. Because it wasn't your typical rainbow. It was like there was a cloud over here, and the rainbow was all in the cloud. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Anyway, so that's one. I think seeing that right there is the reason why I was able to maintain peace throughout this whole scenario that played out in my life. My trip taking my son back to school, for example, I went to the grocery store the day before. My total was $22.22. Now I said to myself, all right, I gotta have faith. That's faith knocking. I drove like I did now, thinking we were going to get stuck and not make it, to pull in the parking lot. I pull up behind a car to park, and that car's license plate said 2222. My son even said, look, Mom, there's your number. And boy, was I like, thank you, God. That's my confirmation. So, looking at the bottom of the deck, there is movement coming throughout this whole situation that you're in, okay? Where you are in your life right now, there's movement for sure. There's some type of healing, and I mean like ancient healing wisdom that had to go down in the past, whatever the heck this was we just went through, okay? This healing that went down, because here's the card at the bottom of the deck, the shaman, ancient healing wisdom. So it was either you went through a transmutation or a transformation based on some type of wisdom, knowledge. It could have been, it's time. One of those types of things where you were given something from the universe or from your ancestors or from your lineage. Maybe even from the Akashic records. Like you received something, you were given something was said or done that created a change, a transmutation, a healing. Something had to conspire within you to manifest some type of healing. And I would say that this healing that you went through was not an easy road to navigate, okay? Because in the center of this, we have love and compassion. Even though you could be like me, even though you went through crises after crisis after crisis, okay? You had all this shit going on. You, some way, shape, or form, still managed to pull yourself together. You still managed to show others kindness, patience, and love. And you also somehow managed to give yourself the same thing, even though you were going through your own storm and probably nobody even knew. Okay? That's what I see. Now, you just have to allow for this little bit more, this little like laggy leg, whatever, to do its thing, okay? And then there's going to be action. Because not only do we have movement, we now have activation with the wind. So the wind here soon is going to start blowing things in the direction that they need to go. You may feel like things are stuck or at a standstill right now, but just hold tight. Hold tight. Stick with it a little bit longer. Okay? Alright. Let me see if there's anything that I want to clarify. I just split the deck to the Dreamtime card. Let me see this card. Creation. That's what it is. This card. Okay, you see how, again, this is like either the shaman or the aborigine that is blowing, that wind, that activation, manifesting and blowing out all the goodness to, wow, I've never really looked at this card this good before. He's in tree pose. It's almost like he is singing and giving, life to all the animal, all of creation. There's turtles, there's snakes here. Turtles represent Mother Earth. Snake represents transmutation, which I talked about that. The ancestors, the people before us, the ones where we get our DNA from. The earth here, it's like, giving out blessings and song to everybody, to everything. I tell you, I gave blessings to Mother Earth, the trees, the book, all that stuff too, not too long ago. Before it started raining, I had to lock everything down and make it safe, because you would have thought that there was a damn hurricane that came through where I live. I don't think we've ever gotten that much rain when a hurricane has come through here. And if I could be like my grandma for a second, we ain't never not had not a hurricane come through here and bring that much rain before, okay? But I tell you, I don't know what the hell that storm was called that came through North Carolina. It was like, it came across the whole East Coast. So, I just ain't never seen that much rain before, okay? And before it came, I went out and talked to everybody and got everyone hunkered down and told them to hold strong and prepare for what was coming, okay? So that reminds me of that Dreamtime card. You have the ability with your mouth, with your spoken word, to create things in your life. And so be very watchful over your thoughts and your words right now, because you're creating the very life that you're living. So if you don't like how your life is going, then you need to start speaking life into it. Because if you focus upon your words and your thoughts, those things manifest. So if you're a little negative, then catch yourself, because you create your reality. So if you don't like what you have, then start fresh, start scratch. If you got to pick shit up and sling it around, bam, 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 and then throw it in the trash and kick it a few times, then so be it. But throw it away and then come up with something else to do. Change course. Course correct if you have to. I've had to course correct before. I've had to course correct. Alright, let me see if... Alright, Kipper. Prepare yourself to clarify. What messages and or guidance do you have for all viewers for the next following 30 days? I'm only going to do this like 2 or 3 cards because of the time. Oh boy. Distant Horizons flew out. I love that card right there. That card says that something is on the horizon. It reminds me of the crystal card in the angel messages deck. Have hope and patience. Is there something wonderful on the horizon that you can't see? That to me is the exact meaning of that distant horizons. The next 3 to 6, whether it's 3 to 6 days, 3 to 6 weeks, 3 to 6 months, there's something beautiful on the horizon that you can't see yet. It's coming. Okay. All right. Let me see. What can you tell me about this new moon promise over here? What can you tell me about this new moon promise? Oh, boy, that card. Look, there it is again. Okay. There it is again. So, if I look at the bottom of the deck, we've got toil and labor, sudden wealth, house, and family room. So, you could feel like, you could feel like you are working right now, okay? This is right now. Right now at this moment. You feel like you are having to work yourself about dry, okay? You are out here working. You may feel like you are working your ass off down to the bone, but yet you're making pennies and nickels, okay? Or if you're making it, you're having to spend it to pay bills and shit, to keep the power on and food in the fridge for you to eat. as fast as it's coming in, it's going out. Okay? So there's that. That's how you feel right now. Maybe, I would think in the past like 2 months or so, you received or had a lump sum of money. And this could be that you had, a lot of money saved and set aside, or, you received a new credit card where you had a few $1,000s on it or something, and you were like, okay, I can manage with this, thank you. Like, it came at the perfect time to help you out. Now, either it's already gone, you've already blown through it, or you are having to work like you are, but also spend that money as well. Okay? And you might not be too happy about it, like, because you were probably like, I was going to save that money and go on a trip or put it toward, a car or something in the spring, but yet you're having to spend it. Okay? Now, your home is protected and safe while you are, because it seems like, you've got the house and the family room here. So that's that little cave that we were talking about earlier. Your little sanctuary, your little spot where you set up shop and kind of, sit back and relax and chill and do stuff. So you're not at home as much as what you want to be because you're out having to work. And then when you are home, you do take comfort from your home, and you definitely get comfort from that room that we spoke of. But whatever this is, it's going to catapult your ass into something, because I just split the deck to the high honor card. So this cannon, I feel like this whale right here, this cannon, be patient a little bit longer, because you're getting ready to, when the cannon card comes out, it says high honor. Not only are you going to be catapulted into something, but it's also an elevation. Alright, so let's see. What's this whale card? What's this whale card? Yep, toil and labor. Okay, so that toil and labor card came out again. You may be in despair some way, shape, or form around a job that you have currently, where you feel like you're putting in more than you're getting out. There is a community of people around you. It could be that, see, and this card here, this card speaks of freedom, like needing to break free from the norm. If you've been experiencing this right here from a job, then it may be time to break free from that job and find something different. That's what I see. If there's something that you're doing, whatever it is that you're doing, that you feel like you are putting so much time and energy into it, but you're not getting anything out of it in return, or whatever you do get is not much, it's time to break free from whatever that is. Okay? You will have a community of support around you. Now, especially if, because we have these 3 cards, these are all at the bottom of the deck. There's the main female, which is you, the one who's watching. You probably have a child, a little girl. You don't have to, though. And your mom could be around you helping you. Or this is a mother-in-law helping you. Or because let's say if you are married, maybe I saw the despair and the not working. So, maybe the boyfriend or your husband or fiance, whatever, your man, he could be experiencing challenging times in his finances. So it's put a damper on you at the moment, or your situation. So just know that there is going to be a community of people around you to help you. Now, it could be that, okay, now here's this, okay? If none of what I just said resonated, here's the other message. You are being, I feel like you are going to break free from whatever this situation here is, okay? Now, that is completely up to you to break free from that, okay? Completely up to you. If you do that, there is going to be a community of people around you that will help you. And here's how they're going to help you. There will be a main female who's going to be your age, who you'll be able to talk to, communicate with. You feel like you've got someone that's got your back. Okay? If you don't have a daughter, then there is a child around you, a little girl. Now, this could be a cousin, a niece. It could be this woman that's like a friend to you. It could be her child. Okay? Now, you could be the mature woman where you're a little bit older than this friend. You could be, 2 years older, 4 years older, 6 years older. You could even be 10 years older, okay? But she's been a good friend and a good support system. And every time you see her little girl, like the communication, or maybe there's a few moments where you have with this little girl that really kind of like motivates you or help uplift you some way, shape, or form, they're going to be significant in being there around you, helping you with whatever you decide to do over here. But there is a breaking free from something coming up within, the next couple weeks. Woo! And I just cut the deck to unexpected income. Okay. What is this breath card? What can you tell me about this breath card? I just had a card. Whoa. 2 cards fly out. Oh. Okay. So right now, you could be in a poverty mindset. And look how these two are so similar. We've got toil and labor and poverty. Hold on, because the light. It's like you're over here working yourself to the bone, but yet you're barely getting by. And then you feel like you're out in the cold. You feel like you're on your own. You feel like you're having to do everything yourself. Know that there is a pathway opening up for you. You remember how I talked about butterflies earlier in that change and transformation? There's butterflies and there's this card. You remember we talked about the sun coming out? The sun's coming out right there. You just got to follow the light. Follow the light. It looks like there is going to be a mature man around you. Now, you remember how I spoke about, an older friend, older woman a few minutes ago? If that older woman has a husband, then that husband right there might be of significance in this matter, because he might share a bit of information that helps to either move you in a direction to find something or to get something. So right now, you probably feel this way, and trust me, I feel it. I've been feeling this for a hot minute, but look at the bottom of the deck. We've got the coffin card and the false person here. So you at this time need to play your cards right, okay? This woman right here and this man, he's got a mask on, she's got a fan. I love when this card comes out, because it means that, okay, somebody in this scenario is not telling the truth. But then also yet, at the same time, the other person is not that person's lying or not telling the truth. They're just not revealing everything. They're not telling everything. So when this card comes out, it means that whoever you are up against, know that they probably aren't telling you everything. They're probably not even presenting themselves correctly. And play your cards right with that person. There is going to be a change, definite for sure change here. Either a huge transformation or an ending with, I would say, some type of situation for you. And I feel like that could be, now look, here's the scenario I just got, okay? This person in this middle right here, this could be a boss or someone significant. Let's say if this person right here gave you a job and they told you because she's over here at her job working. They told you that you were going to be working 45 hours and you'd get paid, this and this here. So you left all of, your regular life and changed it up and went to go work this job to get there and work like this and figure out, no, I'm not working this many hours. No, I'm not getting paid this. I just got lied to or tricked or bamboozled or something. It is not what it was supposed to be. I did not sign up for this. I'm in that very same situation. So there's an end coming to whatever that situation is for you. And it definitely has to do with the main man that's in your life right now. Whoever that man is. Is that your boss? I mean, it could be your sugar daddy. If your sugar daddy said, look, girl, you'll be my girl. I'll give you this and this and this. And then come to find out, here it is. You done gave everything you had plus more. And now you're exhausted. And he's like, oh, yeah, I meant I was going to give you this. And then in a few months, then I'll give you this. And then, after we're doing this a few more months, then I'll give you this and this and this. And it's like, no, hell nah. No. And you got tricked and you got played and you feel like crap for it. You got lied to. You got manipulated. That's kind of the vibe that I feel from this, because I do feel like it is aligning with my situation and this job I took 2 months ago. Because I left a good job, a great paying job. It just had too much drama, to go to a different job where the pay wasn't that good, but there wasn't no drama. To find out that, I was not going to be there working, doing the job I was hired to do, or getting as many hours as what I was supposed to be getting. And I feel like I'm given too. So, you see the scenario, how that kind of played out. How has that played out in your life? All right, what is this fire card? What can you tell me about this fire? Woo! There are things coming in from the universe, like they're giving you gifts of things here and there, and that's helping to keep you going. So something happened. Something in the past happened. You may not have been expecting things to play out the way they did, but now you've been taking time contemplating, because you've been concerned and in despair about how this situation has panned out, about the path you chose to go down. You decided to go this way, and it's gotten you here, and you're kind of like now, like at a point, like, what the fuck am I going to do now? I was there too, about a week ago. Maybe even 2. Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. So, but keep going, because I'm telling you, something's coming. There's gifts coming in, and that reduces down to an 8, which is all about abundance. So something's coming through, where something's definitely coming through that's going to help you. Just stay. And look, I just cut the deck to Great Fortune. So something's definitely coming in that is going to help set you straight, like course correct. All right, what is this rainbow with blessings? What is this rainbow with blessings? Oh, woo. Main male there. Okay, so there is going to be, it looks like some type of man that comes in and offers you something. Now, let me say this. If your boss, like for example with my situation, this wouldn't surprise me if in, a couple weeks he comes to me and gives me some scenario or story about what happened or the way things went down, okay? And then he's like all of a sudden changed his tune, and it's like, I need you to really do this that I hired you to do, when I've been over here this whole time working like this, And then you remember when that false person card came out. then that's where, and let's say if that were to happen, because you remember I said that girl's got that fan, and you know you got to play your cards right. That's going to be where I need to step up in my power and be like, look here, mister, if I stay here, I need this amount of hours per week, and I now need a raise. And it ain't just $1 raise, it's a $2 raise. And if you can't give me that, then I'm going to be out the door, and you can find somebody else to do this shit for you. Okay? So, it's either that situation or scenario, some way, shape, or form. A man here, now, and you see, let's say if it's not that scenario. Because, see, I also went out and found another job. And that boss man there seems to be in alignment with this boss man right here. He was even kind of dressed like that. Now, this male right here, he's got a little bit of a pooch right there, okay? This new boss man had the same thing. And he kept his hands in his pockets all the time, too, when he walked around. So, there's going to be a man in some way, shape, or form that you're going to meet, or that you already know, that's going to come to you and want to have a serious talk. There will be movement, and there will be going back and forth between you and this person. So, whether that's a boss, whether that's a husband, a boyfriend, you know, you'll have to figure, take what resonates. And if it's not your story, then, you know, it's not for you and it was meant for someone else. Alright, so that's all I have. I cut the deck to the unexpected income again. So there's money, there's a gift of money, I feel like, coming in maybe sometime in February. It might be sometime in February, but there's money coming in some way, shape, or form, and it could very well be a man. So if, you know, that happens for you, then please reach out and let me know so I know exactly, you know, I know that it would be confirmation to me that I'm tuning in with myself and I'm not over here just, you know, shit and giggles and stuff. So, but anyways, hopefully this resonated. Please feel free to leave any feedback, questions, or ideas. If there's a certain type of deck you want to see a reading from, or if there's a certain question you would like for me to focus on in the next one. Now that I'm getting back to somewhat of a regular schedule, because, you know, Christmas can be kind of hectic, so I will be back able to put these readings back out weekly. I was doing them on Wednesdays, but I think now with my schedule changing, I will have to do them on Tuesdays. So, yeah, so stay tuned, and I'll see you again here next week. Take care. Namaste.